Hello, I am Kim, and this here is Pigeon, and Will is behind the computer running the show. Welcome to Pajama Yin Yoga. I see there are 3 of you tuned in. Thank you. Welcome. And as a bonus for tuning in on time, I get to share that I am wearing a new pajama shirt from my mom that says, "Let it be." So if you joined early and are foam rolling, feel free to continue to do so throughout the intro. You might also use this time to set up any music. I will not be playing on my end, but you are welcome to on yours, and gather your props. Really suggest having lots of props. Some soft, flexible props. Yoga mats work. I'm a fan of blankets. Towels also work. Soft, thick props. I've got these pillows. And then stiffer props, I've got yoga blocks and a foam roller. Books and Tupperware also work. And then all sorts of other props you might have in your house. Chairs, footstools, other fitness equipment, random pieces of string or belts or scarves. All sorts of things might be useful for you. So one of the reasons why we can offer this free and available and super accessible via YouTube is through the active support of people who value this. And we'll talk more about that at the end. We will begin with a short movement flow, followed by a seated meditation. Tonight we will do 3 yin poses before a final relaxation. You are always welcome to substitute a movement, a meditation, a posture, and there's always time between each yin posture for movement or stillness of your choice. During this time, there is no right position or correct alignment of traditional poses because there's no force applied and no progression goal. I will begin by demonstrating with minimal props and just a simple setup, and then add variations and add props. While I demonstrate, it's a really good time to explore different setups, different propping, even if you've done it a billion times before. And then once I'm done demonstrating, I'll return to a seated position to watch the time for 2 to 3 minutes, and then we'll do our transition. The position you land in for that 2 to 3 minutes should feel incredibly safe and supported so that you can release all muscular holding and tension and experience quiet sensations. This is a practice of patience, stillness, and subtlety. Let's begin. So I'm going to grab my yoga blocks right off the bat. And I'm going to come to a kneeling position with my back knee supported on the pad and my front foot off. And that's just because I have better traction on my hardwood floor than I do on the blanket, so it depends on what you're on. But padding underneath the back knee for sure. And I'm just going to start by nice and upright, squeezing the glutes, pressing the hips forward, a little gentle stretch in the in the front of my torso, down throughout my knee. And then I'm going to fold forward over the front leg, and I might just stop resting my chest on my thigh. You might stop sooner. You might go further down on the other side of your knee. Pigeon, you can be right here. That's for you. And then we'll flow between these 2 positions. Inhale, exhale. Inhaling to rise, opening the front. Exhale, leaning forward, keeping the bend in this knee, stretching in the back. Taking another round or two. You can always finish early. And then I'm gonna stay in a forward position, and you can depends on how low you want to be supported. So you can go all the way to the floor with your hands, or take low support or a higher support, and you can go as far as just putting your hands on a chair and be almost upright. But have your hands grounded on something. Tuck the back toes, and you're going to engage the glute to straighten the back leg and lift the knee. Feel that glute engage. And then lower back down towards the ground, nice and gently. Inhale here. Exhale, straighten. Inhale, rest the knee. Exhale, tighten and engage. Flowing at your own pace. Take another round or two. And then we'll do one more on this side before switching sides. So for this one, I'm going to let my knee come forward and feel a stretch in the back of the ankle here. And you might let the knee come only a little bit forward until you feel a little stretch in the calf area, Achilles area. The heel might come off the ground, and that's fine. But just sort of sink into that stretch wherever that is for you. And then we're just going to gently lift the heel and lower the heel. So lifting the heel, pressing your toes into the ground, engaging the muscles that we are stretching, and then sinking back down. Hi, pigeon. And if you want to combine that breath, exhale, sink, inhale, lift. Taking another round or two. And then coming out when you're ready, we'll take a little transition time. So if you want to just sit back and rest, or if you want to do some waves through the spine, or circling the shoulders, or some downward dog. And then when you're ready, we'll get started on the other side. So switching sides. Starting nice and tall, engaging the glute, pressing the hips forward, just feeling nice and tall. Finding out where that is for you today, and then leaning over the bent front leg and figuring out where you want that to be for today. And then when you're ready, flowing in and out, inhale up, exhale down, and it's totally okay if you end up reversing the breath flow. It's not a right or wrong. You'll have just have different sensations with different breath pattern. Taking another round or two. And grabbing that support. So again, you can be lower. You can also be pretty high. Whatever ends up working for you. Tucking the back toes. Taking a moment to connect your brain to your glutes on that other side. Using your glutes to engage the leg. Lifting the knee, straightening the leg. Then gently lower down. Inhaling, resting the knee. Exhaling, extending, engaging. Taking another round or two. And then again, leaning the knee forward, getting into a stretch in the ankle. And again, that just might be higher up for you, and that's fine. Just wherever you find, exploring wherever you get the stretch in the back of the ankle. Feel tightness or limitation there. And then lifting the heel and lowering. The more weight you put on your legs, so if I'm taking weight with my arms, it's going to be a more assistance, which is fine, but just know that there's options to lean more on your hands or less. Exhaling, lifting. Inhaling, grounding, or reverse that breath flow. The key is to breathe evenly and smoothly with the movement. Taking another round or two. And when you're ready, coming out, taking a little transition time. And then we'll be getting ready for our seated meditation. If you have a chair available to you, there is absolutely nothing wrong with sitting in a chair. We want this meditation to be fairly comfortable on your physical body, but not fully relaxed and supported. So we're not lying down on the ground, and you don't want to be in a reclining chair. But sitting in a chair with your feet on the ground and a tall upright spine is a perfectly acceptable option. If you are on the ground, you might sit with the legs extended. You might sit with the legs crossed, or you might sit with the legs folded back. In any case, be propped up. So if you're on the floor, sit on something that elevates your hips and make sure that you've got any padding you need between you and the floor. And that might be just a folded blanket or a block or a bigger pillow. In this case, I'm sitting on my foam roller, giving you a little more room in the hips, knees, and ankles. So sitting in a comfortable position, hopefully you're making those adjustments, grabbing what you need. And then palms can be up, down, or clasped in your lap. Eyes closed, or a soft, steady gaze on the floor in front of you. And as you settle into stillness, recognize that it is normal and natural to feel resistance, to feel uncomfortable with stopping doing things, with stopping action. That the urge to be busy in your mind or to fidget in the body is entirely normal. Allow yourself to recognize any of those feelings or thoughts, and then allow them to pass. Bring your attention to your breath. Let your breath continually re-anchor your mind. Every time your mind wanders, simply gently bring it back to your breath. Sensations in your body sort of are distracting. Let your breath be all the movement you need. Gently lengthen and deepen your breath. And then nod your chin towards your chest. Open your eyes, roll the wrists, neck, shoulders. Perhaps do some side bends or some twists. we'll get set up for our first yin posture, which, Pigeon, I'm very sorry to say, but I'm going to need to move you. So hard. Oh, yes, I'm sorry, Pigeon. But this blanket here is just for you. Okay, well, with that done, I imagine many of you might also have pets at home that are part of your practice. So for this one, I'm going to start again with just the pad I'm on. So we have two options here. We have we have many options, but two basic ones to start with. You can have the soles of the feet together and knees apart, or you can have legs wide. Another one I'm not demonstrating right now is with legs wide with the feet propped up. Normally I do this turned around with my feet against my bookshelf. But I've got some other variations for you today to show. So those are the two basic ones. In either case, we're feeling lines of stretch on the inner thigh. We're also going to feel lines of stretch along the back, and here's where the change comes in. So normally we do this just folding forward. An option today is to fold to the side, and you might even change how you do the leg action, whether both legs, one leg. That's an option. You also don't have to take that. If folding forward feels best for you, go for it. But the big change will be that we'll stay in this posture for 4 minutes. And at the halfway point, I'll just gently remind you that we are halfway. And so if you're folded forward, right, nothing changes. You can just stay here for a full 4 minutes. If at the halfway point you want to just gently re-engage, pressing up or lift up and take just a little wiggle break before doing the second 2 minutes. And then if you are doing one side or the other, at that point you'll just gently move to the other side. I know normally when we do one side and the other, we take a transition break. But in this case, we accommodate whatever people are choosing to do at home. So just be aware of that. So with that said, whichever way you're going, and whether you're going to the center, to either side, with whichever leg setup you want, some things you can do to make this more accessible or comfortable or supported so that you can feel really relaxed in the posture is to sit up on something higher. And you might go significantly higher. Sometimes I do this sitting on a footstool or a chair. So in this case, I've just got a block, but sitting your hips up higher. Other options are to support underneath the knees, right? Support underneath the heels, and then support for the head, wherever you're going with that. If you choose not to take head support, remember to let the head hang fully and completely with gravity, that you're not using tension in the back of your neck to hold your head up. Right? That said, hopefully you've had some time to start playing with different variations, with different leg shapes, with different positions through your torso, different propping. Yin Yoga is very similar to restorative yoga in that it is very gentle and supported, and we stay in poses a long time, but we still want to feel lines of that connective tissue. You want to be very gentle, very subtle, very supported. But we're still aiming to create some lines of stress that end up releasing that tension. So hopefully you've now found your spot, that you feel safe, supported, that you might now release the fidgeting and adjusting. Breathe in this place. Allow yourself to melt away the tension. Always returning to your breath, letting your breath be enough. We are halfway. Settling in to the second half. Allowing yourself to become deeply absorbed in observing the unfolding, shifting sensations. Observing change without creating change. Gently lengthen and deepen your breath. And then wherever you are, gently coming up. And before you even move too much, you might explore movement in this space. You might use your arms to help your legs come up. And then take this time for any movement or stillness of your choice. You might simply choose Just sit somewhere comfortable and notice any effects and changes. You might take more active counter movement. And then we'll get ready for our next yin posture. I'm just going to actually... So, lying on the ground, lying simply just flat on the ground, we'll take the arms and put them out towards your sides. You might choose bent elbows, you might choose straightened arms. We're looking for very gentle opening in the chest area through the arms. You might also feel it down towards the toes and the front of the body, but mostly in the chest and through the arms. So whether the arms are straight, sort of at a T, or bent, or sliding up. You might be able to extend your arms even further up. If I go further up, my elbows start lifting off the ground and I end up with too much tension in my shoulders. I'm pretty comfortable right here. And now you might experience that any position has your arms, some part of your arm sort of floating off the ground. If that's the case, right, add whatever support in either part of the arm or the full forearm. Wherever you need that support, so that you can fully rest into the ground, yet still feel a little opening. And then you might, no matter where you place your arms, feel nothing at all, in which case you might choose to raise the support. In this case, I'm just gonna grab this guy. So by lifting my spine off the ground, I can get a little more intense stretch in the chest. And then depending on what you're supporting your spine with, if your head needs more support, if having the legs extended is a distraction and uncomfortable, distraction from the chest, you might bend the knees or simply put pillows underneath the knees. So go ahead and getting yourself set up there. Settling in. Letting your muscles hang off of your bones and your bones be supported by the floor. Trust that when you let go, you still will hold together. Gently lengthen and deepen your breath. Use these breaths to gently come out of the posture. You might lift your arms, or you might simply just bring the arms in or down. And then from here, you might simply lie in a neutral place, relax in stillness, or you might choose more active counter movement, reaching the legs up. Or swishing the knees side to side. You might choose hugging your knees into a ball and rocking side to side. For our last Yin posture, we're going to target the outer hips. So for this, you're going to have one leg over the other, and you might choose a very loose cross, ankle over ankle, or you might choose something a little tighter, ankle over knee, or you might choose to aim in the direction of knee over knee. Some people can actually stack their knees. I can't, but that's the idea, is just tighter. So any level of cross that helps you feel stretch in the outer hips, in that connective tissue. And then from there, you'll just allow your head to fold forward. Allow gravity to do the work. As with many of our postures in this position, one of the things you can do to make things feel more accessible is to support underneath your hips. I'm just going to grab my other blankets here and raise my hips a little bit, or a lot, whatever works for you. Another thing you can do is support underneath wherever you need it. So in this case, I could support underneath my knee. In this variation, I might support underneath my knee here with a block. And then you might also want to support under your forehead. So finding your level of support, finding where you want that, what feels comfortable. And then settling in. With each breath, releasing tension. First in the areas that we set up to feel that tension, breathing in release, but also to any other places you hold tension, maybe in the jaw, maybe in the hands, in the ankles. Gently lengthen and deepen your breath. And use these breaths to help you gently come out. You might be in a hurry to uncross the legs, or you might choose to leave the legs crossed and explore some different movements. Taking whatever transition feels right for you. And then when you're ready, no rush, setting up the other side. And I should review the options again, remembering that this side might need something different. Let that be. Let it be. If this side needs something different, go for it. If you need to do something entirely different from what I'm doing, or you start with this and then start exploring and end up in some other variation I haven't demonstrated, wonderful, right? Finding what works for you, and then I simply hold the space and time for you to stay there. So we got the loose cross, we got sort of the midway cross, and the tighter cross. And any variation that works for you to feel some nice release in the outer hips, and then allowing the body to fold forward. You might fold forward slightly shifted one way or the other. You might choose different positions for your hands. Whatever ends up feeling best for you. Remember to choose different propping, hips, knees, forehead. And then settling into stillness. Gently lengthen and deepen your breath. Letting your breath be active And let that activity slowly move your body, lifting up and out, exploring different positions, taking anything that your body needs. Last transition before our relaxation. So if you're craving something more active, you can always just even do a standing posture. Or if you're just really ready to lie down, you can get into your relaxed position sooner. For relaxation, lying on your back, choosing any support you need for underneath your neck or head, underneath the knees. You might wrap up in a blanket, unfold one of your blankets. You might cover the eyes. Lying here, nice and relaxed, fully comforted, sending the message to each limb to say goodnight, to sink heavy into the floor. And with your body at ease, let your mind be comforted by watching your breath flow in and out as if it were a wave, washing through you. Gently lengthening and deepening your breath. Using this breath to help you feel more active, rolling wrists and ankles, wiggling fingers and toes, spreading and squeezing. And then bring your palms together, rub your palms together.
Place your palms over your eyes. Take your fingers and massage your scalp. Explore other places, massaging your brow, your temples, your sinuses, your jaw, your ears, behind the neck, and then eventually stretching out long and big before hugging in tight into a ball. Rolling to your side. Using your arms to help you sit up gently and slowly. And we'll conclude with 3 breaths together. Together we'll inhale through the nose and then exhale audibly out the mouth. Together, inhale through the nose. In through the nose. One more. Thank you to the 6 of you who are here. YouTube just gives me a number, so it's always really nice just to see who was here or just to say hello, get a little interaction. So feel free to just say hi in the live chat. And then this only continues with your support, and there are 3 ways to do that. One of them is, if you know you want this to continue, is you can become a sustaining member through Patreon. And for just $10 a month, members get extra bonus videos there. Right now there's a video, a short little demonstration video on some ways to self-massage and roll out some of the trickier areas in the back of the lower leg. And then we'll be putting up another one this coming week, which is a little behind the scenes, what it's like from our end and what we're using and all our different setups and technology to make it happen. And then members can tell me what else they want. More rolling, more exercises, more sneak peeks, questions, whatever. The other option is to just donate. You can do a one-time donation to paypal.me/zested. Anything from $1 to $15 is helpful and lets us know that you appreciate this. And then the other one is simply to communicate. Let me know what you like, how you like it, your experiences, your feedback, your questions. You can also just follow us on Facebook and Instagram. You can join our mailing list on our website. You can just email me. It's kym@zested.net. So just any of those things help us know that this is worth keeping going and that you value having this service. So we are grateful for you. Thank you, and have a peaceful night. And I'm really sorry that Pigeon has decided to investigate the radiator and hopefully keep the mice at bay for the winter.